How do you feel tonight went?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. It's just life-changing to see the amount of support that we've got. And that's everything we've got. I was in Liverpool on Saturday and absolutely blown away by the amount of people who were not only interested, not only knew what we were doing, fully behind us, and potential candidates wanted to stand. It was mind-blowing. I couldn't even sleep after Liverpool. It was so exciting.
Once the Barton Moss Protectors came in November to Barton Moss, and we started getting together, coordinating and planning and bonding, that thing that people do that we don't seem to do very often, and just gathering together and realising we are a powerful, formidable force and we can do this, and that's what we need to pass on.
Somebody said to me a few years ago, a young lad, he's only about 16, he said, it's time that the grown-ups stood up and did something for us. And the other key thing is my kids, when I'm not around anymore, I don't want my kids having to live any more prospects for the next 50 years and what my kids would have to put up with. Last year, a few of us started talking from good old Facebook about things like this. And my mate Gareth said, I can't sit at home anymore, I'm 70 and it needs to change. And we started to make that decision way before the reality party. Everyone's got that same connectivity and that same belief. We just put it together and just take it out on the whole of the country, and whether it's the local councils or national candidates for parliamentary standing next year, let's just take it out and have it.
The amount of people, whether it's Act House or the bedroom tax, people being made homeless, we need to make that change because people are really, really desperate. And not only in the people who are poor, all the different stratas of society are really suffering.
We're running the phenomenal reality party Facebook page, which is growing by a couple of hundred people every day, and answering all the queries. It's just a pleasure to help people out, Just wish I wasn't working so much so I could have more time to do it. It's great.
But just getting back to the Barton Moss Protectors, because it's key to me at the minute, and the reason why I'm so tired is we've been up pretty much over the night because we've been so upset about the fact that Kate McCann, one of the Barton Moss Protectors, one of the most lovely people you'll ever meet, one of the most bravest people, has been incarcerated on remand in prison until October. And we're pretty upset about it. And I couldn't even sleep last night, even though I knew I was doing this. I couldn't sleep.
It's already changed my life, and some people have been asking me, well, how are you going to put these things into practice when I get elected in? So I'm still thinking exactly how I did before I thought about standing for election. These things, these ideas, and I don't know if you've seen my list, it's like a semi-manifesto of things that we want to put into place. We're going to put them in place anyway, and let's have the people taking the power properly so that there'll be a point where they're going to have to follow us rather than we thinking that we have to follow whatever they say, whether it's the government or the companies or the local councils. We've got to change that, and I think that tipping point is about happening.
And I want you to all see that emotion, not only with me and with Tammy, because it's almost a tipping point, the fracking, whether you believe in it's important or not.
One of my students is on a course to go to university, and she's been forced to take a part-time job. She lives 2 bus rides away in Longstaff. She has to get all the way to Altrincham, and she's just found out today she's going to have to sign on every day. She's doing tiny bits of work, but what's happening with that? She's doing the best she possibly can to improve and get herself off benefits, and there's that many sanctions and things in the way that it's really upsetting. It's the kind of thing that the government should be looking into sorting out, and it's really upsetting how they're not doing anything about it.
So you really, your power, the power for change, you still believe is in people's hands?
Yes. They might not know yet, and that's part of the Wake Up Manchester. It's not to make people think that they're not as awake as other people, but it's in the hearts of a lot of people. The majority of people I've come across in the last 6 months, they just want something else, and they don't know what it is.
One of the things about running the Facebook group for the reality party is the amount of people. It's given me a sense of sadness that people are coming to us for assistance because they can't get help. People are made homeless. I came across a woman when we were at the demonstration in Manchester on Saturday who was being made homeless because her husband has been convicted under the Terrorist Act and the whole family are being evicted, and people have nowhere to go, and they're coming to the reality party page. That is the nature of the existence in England, in this country. And if I can pass any passion on for anybody who would want to stand for the party next year, keep that in mind, because together we can make that change, because the population out there, the masses out there are really suffering.
Some people came to me last week and said, there's no food banks in Earlham. People in Earlham have got to pay £5.50 to get into Salford to go and pick up food on the bus, and they can't afford to get into the food banks. I said, well, what do we do? How do we get a food bank? And somebody said, well, there's an empty shop over opposite the co-op. Let's ask the ex-owner of that or whoever. Let's just open it up and get the donations in. That's one of the things we're going to do in the next few weeks. Once all this calms down a little bit, we're just going to see if we can get a food bank. And that's how I want to do it. Let's just do it. Let's turn off. We don't need the funding and the officialness from the job centres telling us that people have to have vouchers or whatever you need to go to the food bank. Let's just get the sharing of the food together. One of the phenomena of Barton Moss is they're living there without any benefits to people living on the moss, and they were living entirely for 6 months off donations from the local community. And they were saying we should have a food bank here because we've got too much food, and it just shows you put things together.
If you build it, they will come. Pretty much
They will come. Yeah. It's not about a stadium; it's about the people. And we just need places to congregate.